Quiet luxury versus old money style. Are they the same or are they different? Both of them have been trending on social media and many people use both terms interchangeably, but in my opinion I think they're actually quite different. And that's why in this video we're going to go over the differences and the similarities between both of them so you can better understand these styles. Let's start with a quick overview of what quiet luxury and old money style are, and then we're going to compare them based on a couple of metrics like color, fit and formality. What old money style means is basically already in the name. It's quite self-explanatory because the old money style refers to old money. So basically the way that people from generational wealth are dressing or used to dress. And in theory, you could go back to medieval Europe, for example, and you could dress like the royalty from these days, but it's not going to be the most practical, of course. And people are going to think you look a little bit ridiculous. So that's why we're going to keep it to the 20th century. And because this style is about social class, there's not really one specific look to this because the wealthy are different all across the world. But in this case, we're going to stick to three very famous parts of old money style. The first is going to be the Ivy look or the preppy look, which refers to the way that people used to dress who went to elite universities in North America. And it's specifically associated with the old Ralph Lauren look and the old Brooks Brothers look. And then on the other hand, of course, you have the English look. So that would be the British country look or the royal family look. And then even, of course, in Italy as well, you have how rich and wealthy families used to dress. If you've seen, for example, the House of Gucci, then you will see that all of them dressed very nice and very classy and very elegant. But the way they dressed looked very different from the Ivy League look or the preppy look. There are probably way more variations than this across the world, but to keep it simple, we're going to stick with those three looks. And quiet luxury is basically a way of dressing that's not necessarily connected to social class. It's a way of dressing that focuses on high quality items without being overly flashy and showing everybody that you can shop at Gucci. So that means no logos and pretty minimal designs. I think in the last 10 years we've all seen the minimal trend. For example, if you look at Met Vella, it's very minimalist style, but quiet luxury steps it up a notch because it's not just minimal style, but it's sort of like an elevated minimal style. It looks more classy, more elegant. It doesn't look as minimal as many of the minimal styles. For example, if you think of the minimal style, then the first brand that probably pops to your mind is going to be Uniqlo. And even though some of the Uniqlo items also would work for quiet luxury, if you were to only dress in Uniqlo, then it would just look a little bit too minimal and too basic. Now here's also where the first similarity is, because with the exception of some of the preppy looks, both quiet luxury and old money style pretty much feature no large logos. The first metric we're looking at is going to be color, and quiet luxury is a very subtle way of dressing, and the same is true also for colors. Usually it's more of a neutral color palette, many times with earth tones, and it's very, very minimal. But with old money style, especially with the preppy look, it can actually become very colorful. If you look at many of the old photos, for example, you see guys wearing very bright red pants, or you see them wearing shirts or ties that have many different colors. They definitely were not afraid to play with colors, and I personally really like the way some of their outfits look. Let's take a look at a few different brands that represent each look. For example, if you look at Luca Faloni, this is a great example for the quiet luxury look. And if you look at their items, you can see that all of the colors are very subtle and all of their clothes look like they are high quality, but they are not flashy at all. Then Ralph Lauren, on the other hand, which is mostly associated with the old money look, is definitely a lot more colorful. Unfortunately, the logos are also getting bigger and bigger every year, but even in the Ivy League look, if you look in the more casual wear, you will see people wearing clothes with pretty large Ralph Lauren logos. The next metric we're looking at would be formality, and I think it's fair to say that the old money style is usually a little bit more formal and a little bit more traditional than the quiet luxury look. At least most of the quiet luxury looks that you see out there are usually a little bit more modern, they're usually a little bit more minimal, and many of the old money style looks are definitely more formal. Especially if you look at the Italian version of old money style, or if you look at the British country look or the British royal look, it's usually pretty traditional, pretty formal. And even if you look at the preppy look, the Ivy League look, many of the students back then, you can see them wearing blazers, you can see them wearing ties, which is something that's not too common with the quiet luxury look. Because with the quiet luxury look, for example, if people wear a sport jacket, many times they dress it down with something like a turtleneck or crew neck sweater. But usually with the old money style looks, people usually wear regular shirts or button-down shirts, or they even wear ties. In terms of formality again, because quiet luxury is a bit more modern, you also see many times people wearing, for example, casual shirts that are meant to be untucked. But if you look at the old money look, again, it's a bit more traditional, and you will see mostly people that are wearing their shirts tucked in. The next metric we're looking at is fit, and in this case, quiet luxury and old money style are actually quite similar, because quiet luxury, for example, is not super slim, but it leaves a little bit of room in the clothes, and the same is usually also true for the Italian old money look, or also for the British country look. But with the preppy Ivy League look, many of the clothes are a little bit more baggy, a little bit wider. If you look at many of the old photos, you can see that the pants are quite loose, quite wide, and the same is also true for the shirts, for the blazers. And that's why in this case I would say that old money and quiet luxury are quite similar, but I would put the old money style on the slightly looser end. the next metric would be patterns, and this is similar to the colors one, because basically again, the old money style is a little bit more playful when it comes to wearing different patterns, and with quiet luxury, because it's such a minimal style, usually there's not a lot of patterns going on. For example, when it comes to suits with the old money style, then the Prince of Wales check would be a very, very common pattern, but with quiet luxury being such a minimal and modern approach, usually you won't really find any patterns at all. So there's another major difference between those two, and the same is true for the Ivy League look. You see a lot of sweaters, for example, with large stripes, which is something that you wouldn't really see in the quiet luxury look. The next metric on the list would be materials, and this is where both are pretty much on the same level, because both the quiet luxury style and the old money style focus on using high quality materials such as wool, cashmere, silk and leather, because those are going to be the most elegant ones, they're going to last you very, very long, and also they're going to be very comfortable. The last metric on the list is going to be timelessness, and in this case both the quiet luxury look and also the old money style, they score pretty much the same, because both styles focus on items that are not really going out of style. They focus on timeless pieces that you can wear in 100 years and they are still going to look great, and that's why I personally really like these styles, and I think it's actually good that it became a trend last year, and I personally really hope that people don't just jump on the trend and then they jump to the next trend, but it would be nice if more and more people would start dressing again like this, because even though many people don't really like the word old money itself, it's still a very nice way of dressing, and it doesn't matter what social class you're coming from, it's a way of dressing that's always going to look nice on you, and that's why I personally really like both of the styles. In my opinion, those were the differences between the quiet luxury look and the old money style look. If you think that I missed something, please let me know in the comments below, and if you want to learn about the best brands for the quiet luxury look, then click on this video right here.